I have to talk about a film that I feel is being largely ignored, or rather outshined by the likes of Superman and F1, and that's a film called Sorry Baby. The film is written, directed by, and starring Ava Victor, and the cast includes Naomi Ackie, Lucas Hedges, and John Caroll Lynch. It follows Agnes, a late 20s grad student turned English professor who, after experiencing a personal trauma, watches as life goes on for those around her while she feels stuck in this rut, spinning her wheels. That's about as much plot as I can offer you because I think that knowing less about this film, the better. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January of this year, and in early February, A24 acquired worldwide distribution rights for the film for $8 million after a bidding war with studios like Searchlight Pictures, Neon, and Mubi. So, pretty quickly, this became a blip on my radar as something that I knew I wanted to watch. And these are the types of films where I get back home and I just sit at my desk and I start writing. Not this review, necessarily. I mean that I work on any number of the projects I have brewing at any moment. A new novel, a play that I just started working on, a screenplay I've been trying to get off the ground for the last 2 years. Because films like this can really be an inspiration to independent filmmakers. A seemingly simple premise is handled with a deft hand that offers something deceptively rich and full of ideas. And watching this after seeing Superman the day before, it feels like a breezy New England afternoon nap by a fireplace, and I 100% mean that as a compliment. I've been on the record and gotten some shit for not really vibing with films like Frances Ha or The Worst Person in the World. And this feels similar in that it's about a late 20-something having some form of coming of age and experiencing trauma along the way. The difference between this and those other films, and I'm sad to phrase it this way, is that I saw so much of myself in Agnes in a way that I never did with Frances or Julie. There's such an awkward charm to Agnes that comes off as just so genuine. Some portrayals of this stage of life can come across as phony, and Ava Victor's performance might be my number one performance of the year so far. There's this sense that she can't seem to relate to the people around her, aside from her best friend Liddy, played by Naomi Ackie, and that she struggles with communicating, which is funny considering that she's an English professor. And while I haven't experienced the trauma that Agnes has in this film, and I hope that no one ever does, I found that her transition into this new phase of adulthood was pretty relatable. Friends starting families, getting married, feeling stuck in a perpetual cycle of the ups and downs of living. Not to mention, she gets a cat. And I know that when times were tough for me a couple years ago, I got 2 cats. So yeah, I know the feeling. Also, I found myself wondering about the particular brand of comedy in this film. Based on the way that I described this, you might be kind of shocked to hear that this is a bit of a comedy, because it's for sure something that I've seen before. Or more accurately, it's an amalgamation of different things that I've seen before. There's a splash of Tim Robinson, and I Think You Should Leave, some Noah Baumbach, Greta Gerwig in there, and maybe some Kenneth Lonergan. Hello, Lucas Hedges. Welcome back. There were so many times during this movie where I could tell that the people around me in the theater weren't sure that they should be laughing. And because of that, I wasn't sure that I should be laughing either. But inside, every awkward tick, every blunt comment that Agnes makes just made me smile and want to burst out laughing. And beyond comedy, this got me thinking about the best films that blend dark tragedy and trauma with humor. Manchester by the Sea is the biggest comparison I think I can offer for this film. Hello, Massachusetts. I found myself wondering, does it really take a deft hand to make a mixture like tragic comedy work? Or is it just pure luck? And I'm sure like most things in life, it's a little bit of both. But Ava Victor really makes it look easy here. The sort of rug pull moment of the film, the inciting incident, if you will, hits you like a bag of bricks. And then there's a scene after where we're in a doctor's office, and Agnes just says bluntly, "I just want to let you know I'm naked." And you see the look on the doctor's face as he's confused as to why she's saying this. And it's such a simple gesture that lets us know, I know something f'd up just happened, but it's okay to laugh again. It's like what The Onion did after 9/11, which I'll admit is a deep cut reference. It's such a fine line to walk, and I would say that those who get away with it, this blending of tragedy and comedy, are a rare breed. And I think that Ava Victor is of that breed with this film. This film has a lot of hallmarks of small independent films, and therefore a lot of the marks I would normally take off are easily forgivable because I personally have worked on films of this scale. I've seen the difficulty of getting a film even of this modest scale, off the ground. So I'll excuse the fact that it seems to peter out around the end, that it remains somewhat one note after the 1 hour mark, etc. Frankly, I was enjoying my time with Agnes and seeing the world through her eyes. So much so that I started wishing this were a Netflix show and there would be a little continue watching button in the bottom corner when the credits started. I know there's probably a lot of Ava Victor in this character. She really leaps through the screen with some great presence, some comedic timing, and tragic acting chops. The rest of the cast is wonderful as well. It's really great to see Lucas Hedges after a brief hiatus that he had. Naomi Ackie is wonderful yet again. She's on a hot streak after Blink Twice and Mickey 17. And my man, all of our man, John Caroll Lynch, pops in for some real daddy talk, not in the gross way. As the best sandwich shop owner to run into when you're having a panic attack, which is a scene that might have been a little eye-rollingly convenient in anything else, but again, in a film of this scale, it works. Overall, this film is a joy. Aside from it also being a massive bummer, it's a joyful bummer, a nice reminder about human life, that bad things will happen, and that we are nothing if not our support systems. It's a wonderful debut, and I cannot wait to see what Ava Victor does after this. So do yourself a favor, if it's still playing near you, go check out Sorry Baby. If it's already on streaming or it's available to rent, I definitely recommend renting this. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and I do really believe that Ava Victor gives probably my favorite performance of the year so far. But if you have seen Sorry Baby, let me know what you thought down in the comments. It's weird for a movie like this to be coming out sandwiched in between such big summer blockbusters, but here we are. That's just the nature of these things. I really do think that this is a special movie that has a very special and profound message about growing up and getting older. And again, Ava Victor just does a wonderful job with this debut. So go check out Sorry Baby if you haven't. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when new videos come out on this channel. Go follow me on Letterboxd, where you can see all of my opinions on the movies that I see before they come out on YouTube. And with that, I will see you all next time.